Oh, my boys, we need to talk about Canelo Crawford. And yes, can we not blur the shirt today? Let's just look at the shirt, right? This is Friday. This is how we feeling, right?
This is high speed chess. That's what you're watching.
Right. But we do need to talk about Canelo Crawford. And I know a lot of you guys are expecting me to go Crawford. My family's from Omaha, Nebraska. I've been to Omaha, Nebraska. I'm obviously African American, just like Terence Crawford. And I know a lot of you people like to play the race game, right? When I pick a black fighter over a white fighter, Mexican fighter, y'all say, "Oh, Jerry, because you're black," right? I am black. That is true. But above all, I'm logical. I'm logical. I make sense, right? I never struggled with math till later in college, right? I never struggled with math. I never struggled with science outside of like chemistry, right? Why am I saying this? What does this have to do with Canelo Crawford? Because I make sense of things. And the reason I like math and I like science at times is because it makes sense. There's one right answer and it's absolute. 2 plus 2 is 4 and there's no other answer. If you put any answer besides 4, that equation will be wrong. Even if you want to put another equation on the other side of that equation will have to equal out or it is wrong. That's why I like math. And my math, my logic, the sense I'm making of this fight is 147 does not equal 168. It just doesn't. Even if you take a great 147, the best 147, it does not equal the best 168. And that is my logic on this fight. I like Crawford. I like Canelo. I think Crawford's probably the better pound for pound boxer. He's a lot fresher than Canelo. Despite being older, he doesn't have as much wear and tear as Canelo. Canelo's been boxing for 21 years as a professional now, and about 68 professional bouts, about half of those being world title fights. So I like them both, but Crawford, what's the win scenario here? What's the win scenario? Now, this is one thing I do believe in, as well. I firmly believe that you cannot teach an old dog new tricks. Everything Crawford has done up until now, his first 41 fights, he's going to do it in his 42nd. So he's not going to be Floyd. I know a lot of you guys are saying, oh, he's going to counter punch. He's going to be in the shell. He's not Floyd. He's not going to stand in front of Canelo and beat him to the punch every time. He's not Floyd. He's not Lar. He can't move that at that pace laterally at 168 for 12 rounds and expect not to gas out or get a decision. That's not happening. He's not Golovkin. It's not as large as Golovkin. Doesn't punch like Golovkin. His pressure isn't as immense and overwhelming as Golovkin. He's not Bivol. He's not a better pure boxer than Bivol. Doesn't have better feet than Bivol. Doesn't have a better jab than Bivol. Right? So what can we expect from Crawford is Crawford. Who is Crawford? He's a counter puncher who doesn't mind to take one to give one. Can Crawford be a lot better defensively? If he wanted to be, I believe so. I think he will be in this fight. But at the end of the day, Terence Crawford is very comfortable with taking a shot. At 168, I don't like his odds. I do not like his odds at 168. If he wants to sit on the rope, how he did against Spence, and eat a left hand, he ate a big left hand from Spence to get off his uppercut, which put Spence on the canvas. Let's get a clip of that. It's not going to work too well with Canelo. It's not going to work too well. I don't want to see him take one to give one, but that's just who he is. I'm not expecting him to change his style of fight. I'm not expecting him to become a new fighter in his 42nd fight at the age of 38. What I am expecting is slight, subtle, minor adjustments that may create some short-term or maybe even long-term success throughout this fight. I am expecting to see a bit more lateral movement, just a bit more. I'm not expecting him to be lower. I'm not expecting him to be William Skull, but a bit more lateral movement than usual, especially out of Terence Crawford. I am expecting him to be a lot more hesitant, a lot more methodical with his punches. I'm not expecting him to let his hands go like he did against Jose Benavidez or David Albanese, Amir Khan, Kell Brook, even Errol Spence. I'm expecting him to be a lot more strategical, methodical with his punches. Think about the next punch very carefully, Terence Crawford, because it may be your last. It just might be your last. Like I said, I love Bud. I'm always ride for the African American fighters. I am going to be a bit biased towards my guys. I am going to be a bit harder towards my guys. But this fight does not make sense. It doesn't make mathematical, scientific sense, in my opinion. It's not a logical fight. This fight's only being made because of the greedy promoters in this sport, right? There's some fans calling for this fight, but the fight does not make sense at all. He just became a 154-pound champion, and he struggled against a guy who had 11 fights, 10 wins and a draw. And I was really high on Israel Madrimov. I think Israel Madrimov is a great fighter, a good fighter, not great, a good fighter. But you're gonna have to do a lot better at 154 for me to be sold on you going at 168 and becoming undisputed. So that's just my whole stance. I want to quickly go over what a win or loss means for both men, but I think I've made my stance pretty clear. Terence Crawford, the fight doesn't make sense. I feel like he has little to no shot at all. Now, Terence Crawford beats Canelo. He becomes 3-time undisputed and a 5-division champion. That automatically puts him as a top 10, top 5 boxer of all time. Automatically puts him as the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter of all time. Automatically grants him a top 3 win of all time. That's how impressive this is. This really does nothing for Canelo. It just lines his pockets. Probably make a good $120 million, 120 million, somewhere around there. Legacy-wise, Canelo may jump up 2 spots on the pound-for-pound. Probably jump Nakatani and Bam, which he shouldn't be behind in the first place. So he wouldn't move really on my pound-for-pound. He gets a really beautiful name on his resume. So when we look back 50, 60 years from now, we'll see a really beautiful name despite Terence Crawford fighting at such a huge handicapped disadvantage. And all time, I don't think it moves him up much. I don't think it moves him up at all, actually. I'm not high on bigger guys picking on little guys. I'm not. Unless Terence Crawford goes on and he continues to fight at 68 or 60 and he, proves that he is a great 60, 68 pounder. But right now, as it stands, I don't think he is. I don't think this is a great win for Canelo Alvarez. I really don't. Same way I don't think Hearns was a great win for Hagler. And it's a hot take, but Hearns never defended a middleweight title. Hearns actually got stopped twice at middleweight in like 4 fights. Wasn't a great middleweight. Not a great win for Hagler. So that's my whole point. That's what I want to come across and get across to all you guys is I think this is a fight that's heavily in Canelo's favor. I think it does marvelous things for Crawford's career. I think it does little to nothing for Canelo's career. This is what we call a lose-lose situation for Canelo. There's nothing he can do in this situation to win. He knocks him out. Oh, you're supposed to do that. He loses. Goddamn, Canelo. You know what I mean? It's a situation I don't want to see Canelo put himself into too many times, right? But I'm really interested to hear how you guys feel. This video has been a good 8 minutes now, so I'm gonna probably wrap it up. But I want to really hear how you guys feel about this one. Who do you got, Canelo, Bud? What are the odds of either man pulling this one out? I hope to see you guys in the next one.